Yeah, hello, I welcome you to AJ Everton Networks. This is a YouTube channel where you learn about enterprise networking and cybersecurity. So, in this video, what you'll be learning about are the differences between Class A, Class B, Class C, Class D, and Class E IP address. Okay. So, for us to understand this better, I want us to go fundamental, so that in order for you to be able to understand how all of this were come up with. Okay, so let me bring up uh my board. So now IP address. Okay. By the way, when they say IP address, they are referring to IP version 4 IP address. Okay. Once anybody mention IP address and they didn't specifically say IP version 6, they are referring to IP version 4. Okay. By the way, if you don't know the difference between IP version 6 and IP version 4, I will drop a link in the description of this video. Okay. Where I break down the differences between IP version 4 and IP version 6. Okay. So now IP address, IP version 4, it consists of 32 bits, 32 bits, right? And these 32 bits are splitted into four sections, four divisions. So each of the sections is called octet. Okay, that means these 32 bits are being splitted into, we have 8 bits, 8 bits, 8 bits, 8 bits. Okay, so it is being splitted. It is being splitted into 4 places, and they are being separated with period, dot, dot, dot. Okay, so now if we convert this, okay, let's represent this in the binary. In binary, this is to be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 in 8 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Dot 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Dot, no, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. In 8 places. Sorry, in 4 places like this. Dot, dot. This one we have its own. This one too we have its own. If you are to convert this to decimal now, which is the language that everybody understands, that means inside of each of the 8 bits, we have 0. This will be 0 in decimal. If you convert this to decimal, this will be 255. Dot 0 to 255. Dot 0 to 255. Dot 0 to 255. Each of the 8 bits, each of the 8 bits in each of the octets in the 32-bit IP address, okay, when they are converted to decimal, that means each of the 8 bits can give you 0 to 255, 0 to 255, 0 to 255, 0 to 255. Okay, that means at maximum, you can have 255. 255.255.255.255, right? That means a valid network address, can range between let's say if you put, let's say 10 dots, 10 dots, 10 dots, 40 dots, 1. Okay, this is a valid IP address because this number fall in between these ranges. This number fall in between these ranges. This number fall in between these ranges. This one also fall in between these ranges. Okay, so this is a typical IP address. Typical IP address. Or let's say you have 192.168.10. Let's say .10 again. This is another typical IP address. This is an IP address. Okay. This number fall within this range, fall within this range, fall within this range. The same thing with this. This number fall within this range. 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 So now let's go back to our PowerPoint. So now in this PowerPoint, we now say class A IP address will be an address whereby the first octet will range from 1 to 126. That means any IP address that the first octet is between 1 to 126 is a class A IP address. Okay, you know, we said so now they said the first octet, you know, in each of the octets we can have 0 to 255 dot 0 to 255 dot 0 to 255 dot 0 to 255. So now we now say class A if this first octet the number is between 1 to 126. Between 1 to 126, then it is a class A. Then it is a class A. So this is our network portion. We call this side host portion. Okay, we call this side host portion. So now, in the network portion, let's say we have an address like this, 1 to 126, right? So let's say we have 10. 10 fall within this range. Okay, let's say we have 10.7.7.7. No, let's see. 10.255 .255.255. By the way, this is a broadcast address, but it's a class A IP address. Okay, so now how are we going to demarcate it to make it a proper class A IP address? Okay, we have something, we call something subnet mask. Before I move to subnet mask, just know that so far the first octet of your IP address, the number is within 1 to 126. Okay, and that 8-bit will be represented by what is called let me represent it. So let's say we have 10.0.0.0/8. This is a typical class A IP address. Why? Because this number 10 fall within the range of 1 to 126. Okay, that makes it a class A. And this class 8 that is represented there, it's signifying that the first 8 bit is for the network portion. That means any network, any network that will carry this address, the first octet will always carry 10. So that means the first host in this IP address range will be 10 dots, will be 10 dots, 10.1 dot 0, 10.0.0.1/8. This will be the first host. Okay, the second host will be 10.0.0.2/8. This /8 is signified that this is the network portion, this is the host. So in a class A IP address, we have 3 octets dedicated for hosts, while we have just 1 octet dedicated for network. So let me put that in writing. So now, in class A, only the first octet is used for network portion. The first octet is used for the network portion. That means for you to be able to recognize a network that is in the same network with this, the first octet must start with 10. While others, the remaining 3 octets, they are for hosts. Okay? In class B, first and second octet is for the network portion. Don't worry, I put it in an example soon. It's for network portion, while the remaining 2 here, they are for host portion. While in class C, the first 3 octets, they are for network portion. While we have just 1 octet for host portion. Host portion. Okay, so now let's say we have a network. Let me quickly put it in an example. Let's say we have a network. We have a network. Is a system. Is a system. Is another system. Is another system. Let's call this A, B, C, A, B, C, D. So now system A, if this network now, for instance, if this network is using a class A IP address, for instance, is using a class A IP address. Let's say this 10.0.0./8 is using class A IP address. That means our first host, which is system A, the IP address for first host will be 10.0.0.1/8. Okay, this is for our system A. System B will be 10.0.0.2/8. This is for our system B. Okay, our system C will be 10.0.0.3/8. This for system C. Okay. System D will be 10.0.0. Question mark. Comment in the comment section what the system D will be, okay, in the class A IP address. Go and comment. So any of these 3 octets can go for our host. Any of these 3 octets can go for our host as the number is increasing. The number of hosts is increasing, okay? When this one reach 255, it will shift to this, okay? When it got exhausted, when this last octet get exhausted, maybe you get to 255, the maximum it can go is 255. So it will shift to this middle octet. So now let's say this one gets exhausted. It will be 10.0.1.255. That means 255 hosts has already taken IP address. We are moving to this now. So the next host will be this number. Okay. So that is class A. So now let's use the same example for class B. Let's use the same example for class B. So let's assume this same network is using class B IP address this time around. Let's say this network is using class B. Let's say class B IP address. So that means our first host will be using we are using this now. We'll be using 172.16.0.1/16. Okay. The second host will be 172.16.0.2. This is the network portion that represents this network. So each of the hosts is now getting their IP address differently. Okay. So this is for system A. This is for system B. Okay. System C will be 172.16.0.3. This was system C. Okay, that's for system C. So comment in the comment section what the system D IP address will be, okay, for class B IP address. So now for class C, let's say class C now, using this, we are using this now. So the first host will be 192.168.10.1/24. This is for A, system A. System B will be 192.168.10.2/24. This is for B. Can you see? It's very simple. System C will be 192.168.10.3/24. System C. So comment in the comment section what the system D will be. Okay, what will be the address of system D? So basically the differences between class A, class B, and class C is just the amount of hosts that each of them can occupy. Okay, the amount of hosts that each of them can occupy. Class A can occupy more hosts. As you can see, 3 octets is dedicated for hosts, while class B can only accommodate amount of can accommodate number of hosts lesser than that of A. Okay, so it use only 2 octets for hosts, while C only use just 1 octet for hosts and 3 octets for network. Class B use 2 octets for network, while class A use just 1 octet for network. So it all depends on the design, on the requirement, network requirement. Network requirement will determine which of the class of the IP address that is going to be used at the end of the day, that is going to be adopted at the end of the day. So now we have clarified this. So any number that falls in between, so far the first octet number falls between 192 to 223 is a class C. So far the first address, the number in the first octet falls between 128 and 191. That means that address is a class B. And also, if the number in the first octet falls between 1 to 126, it is a class A IP address. So now we have class D. Class D is used for what is called multicast. Okay, it is used by applications for broadcasting to applications in a certain group. Okay, in a certain group for them to be able to communicate. So class D is used for multicast. Don't bother yourself if you don't understand what multicast is. Okay, so it's for advanced class, but just have it in mind that class D is used for multicast, and it is usually start with 224. Once you see any IP address that starts with 224, is a multicast address, okay. So let me give you an example. Let's say in a very big organization, there is this particular department that are using one certain application, and this application is only dedicated for that department. So now we can use this 224 address for communication between those starting group of systems that are using that application. Okay, that's a multicast. And class E, any address that starts with 240 is used for research and development. They are reserved IP address. Okay, class E are reserved IP address for research and development, R&D in the networking world. Okay, so if you have any question, drop your question in the comment section, and also make sure you subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss out on the next video that is coming up. Okay, below this video in the description, I will also drop a link whereby I differentiate between private IP address and public IP address. Okay, if you want to learn about the difference between IP version 4 and IP version 6 as well, I drop the link as well. So if you are new to networking, whereby you are coming from a non-tech environment and you want to start learning tech, you want to start learning networking and cybersecurity, I have a detailed training called 30 Days Tech Career Challenge. I will drop a link to also get started for the 30 Days Tech Career Challenge in the description of this video below so that you can start learning. I explain all of this in very well inside. Okay, inside the 30 Days Tech Career Challenge is a basic training for people that want to start learning networking and cybersecurity. Okay, thank you for staying to this moment. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe if you have not subscribed. See you in my next video.